Hey there, welcome back to Xbox On. Charleyy and Bex here with another batch of titles coming to Xbox Game Pass for console and PC. And you know what, I think this may well be one of our most exciting ones yet. Remember, you will need an Xbox Game Pass membership to play or an ultimate subscription if you want to hop on both platforms. But if you haven't done that already, well, what are you waiting for? Okay, let's start with a game that's still a little way from touching down, but is way too exciting to wait any longer to talk about. Microsoft Flight Simulator is coming to Xbox Game Pass for PC on the 18th of August. Even if you're not a plane nerd, or a wingnut as I believe they like to be called, there's still plenty of reason to be excited for Flight Sim. Like, for example, the fact that it contains the entire world. The mad geniuses at Asobo Studio have used Bing's satellite data and machine learning to build a digital version of the Earth, with 1.5 billion buildings and 2 trillion trees, accurate down to 3 centimeters in some parts. So, Flight Sim is a great way to see the world, something that is a little trickier than usual right now, or just try and land in your own backyard. And if you are a plane nerd, oh boy, you're going to want to dig out your joystick for this one, or your full cockpit setup if you've got it, because planes have never looked or felt this realistic, from fully simulated instruments to aerodynamic physics, plus dynamic weather and live traffic pulled straight from what's actually happening in that place in the real world. Anyway, you can probably see why we needed to jump right in with this one. We've got about a month more to wait, but making that wait much more bearable are a load of other Game Pass titles you can play in the meantime, including some that are out right now.
For example, a little game called Halo 3, coming to PC for the first time and, coincidentally, straight onto Xbox Game Pass for PC. It's a game that surely doesn't need much introduction, but just in case you've never heard of this Mr. Chief fellow before, this is the conclusion of the epic trilogy that redefined shooters on consoles back in the 2000s. In the campaign, Old Chiefy battles to finish the fight against the Covenant and the Flood, with the help of new kit like deployable trip mines and bubble shields. Then on the multiplayer side, you've got 24 maps including classics like The Pit and Last Resort. But probably 3's biggest introduction was Forge, the map editing tool, which is all present and correct here too. And not just the Halo 3 version either, but also for the Halo 2 Anniversary and Reach. This also marks the beginning of the Master Chief's Collection's second season, including a challenge system, new vehicle and weapon skins, deeper armor customization options, and way more. Basically, it's a hell of a lot of Halo. Sam and I checked it out on one of our streams just the other day, and it's fair to say we had a pretty good time. Nice.
Yes! Let's go!
Noted German nihilist Friedrich Nietzsche once warned that, when you gaze long into the abyss gazes also into you. So, what happens when you gaze into Neon Abyss? This is a run-and-gun roguelike that will absolutely overload your screen with bullet hell laser beams, massive bosses, and a conga line of minions who follow you around. This is a game that's not afraid to kick your butt, but because it is a roguelike, dying just means a freshly generated dungeon to explore and a chance to upgrade your next character, so maybe they won't meet the same fate. You're gonna need to gaze pretty long and pretty hard into Neon Abyss to make it through, but it's well worth the risk.
And now onto 2 games that are literally dropping today, starting with Mount & Blade Warband, a deep RPG that transports you to a medieval world and puts you in the leathers of a warrior. Not a great hero or king or dragon destined chosen one, just a lad with a sword and occasionally a horse, at least at the beginning. Warband's campaign is a great big sandbox where you can do everything from battling bandits in thoroughly simulated sword fights to wooing a lady of the realm and marrying your way onto the throne. Or you can always jump into multiplayer for some enormous 64-player battles. Either way, if you're looking for a game that'll let you master the blade and weave your own stories of grubby heroism while you're at it, look no further.
Meanwhile, down on the charmingly lo-fi farm, we've got Forager. You play a cute little chap who looks a bit like a baby Baymax, on a 2D island full of lovely resources. You know the drill: smash the rocks, chop the wood, shake down the bushes for some nutritious energy bar refilling berries. Where you go from there though, well, it's totally up to you. Maybe you'll become an agricultural expert, planting veggies and raising animals, or maybe you'll focus on adventuring, raiding local dungeons for treasure. Tired of doing all the work yourself? Well, why not become a ruthless capitalist, trading resources and selling at a profit to build your empire? Mwahaha. Oh wait, is that just me? Sorry.
Then coming to Xbox Game Pass for console and PC on the 23rd, we've got Carrion. This action platformer describes itself as a reverse horror game because it flips the script and lets you play the monster. If you've always found yourself sympathizing with the xenomorph or wondering why Kurt Russell and his flamethrower won't leave that poor thing alone, this is the game for you. You start life as a little ball of tentacles, waking up inside a top-secret underground lab. In order to escape, you'll need to eat up until you're big and strong. Eat humans, specifically, which for some reason they're not too happy about, so you'll need to dodge into vents to avoid their attacks. But keep on gobbling and you'll evolve, gaining new abilities from invisibility to mind control that'll let you turn the tables on those nasty old humans. Go on, indulge your inner monster.
I think we could all do with a bit of a holiday right now, and one of this month's Xbox Game Pass titles provides the perfect virtual trip. The Touryst takes you to a string of sunny islands, all brought to blocky life in a gorgeous voxel-based graphical style. There's loads to do, from surfing off the coast of Hawaii to having it large on Ibiza. But life isn't entirely a beach. There's also the matter of those mysterious alien ruins. Investigating them opens up an epic adventure of platforming and puzzle solving, plus a load of other fun holiday activities like scuba diving, spelunking, and chasing off rats? Well, we've all been to a holiday like that at some point.
Sometimes on holiday, I like to play some cards too, which will hopefully mean I'll be a natural at nowhere profit when it drops on the 30th of July for both PC and console. The game puts a card-based tactical spin on combat, where you'll be putting together the best deck possible to defeat your foes. Underneath this deep tabletop style fighting, there's a moody narrative that follows a band of outcasts as they trawl the wastelands in search of shelter, tech, and survival. The coolest part is that the map itself is procedurally generated, meaning that your journey will be different every time you play, which will be a lot, as Nowhere Prophet also manages to work a roguelike element into the mix, meaning that permadeath is always looming over your head. So make some good decisions. The comic book stylings are heavily influenced by Indian culture, making for an impressively colourful and eye-catching set of cards to collect. So start shuffling and see if you can lead the troop to safety when Nowhere Prophet joins Xbox Game Pass later this month.
And finally, one last big hitter for the month in the form of Yakuza Kiwami 2. This is a day one launch, coming to Xbox One for the very first time on the 30th of July, and Game Pass the very same day. Despite that pesky number 2 in the title, this is actually the third Yakuza title that's launched onto Xbox Game Pass, picking up once again with the tale of Kazuma Kiryu on the mean streets of Kamurocho in a fictional district of Tokyo. If you've played the other Yakuza games, you should have a pretty good idea of what to expect. A crime drama that mixes brutal combat and tense storytelling with a healthy dose of silliness. Sometimes all at once. There's no better way of summing up Kiwami 2 than saying this is a game where the hero straight up kicks a tiger in the face. FYI, that's not something we here at Xbox On endorse, but you know, it's there.
Okay, so there's your next month on Game Pass all planned out. And don't worry, Flight Sim will be here before you know it. Check out one of these videos, hit that subscribe button, and let us know which games you're most excited for down in the comments. We'll see you next time. Bye!